Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another episode of the Bondo Chronicles. And on today's project, I'm going to show you how I repair this damage here on the stair stringers going up to the deck. The homeowner said they try to repair it with something called rock hard. I've never really used it. I'm not sure if it's for exterior use. But in this case, I'm going to be using a little bit of Bondo. But before I do that, I want to scrape off any loose pieces and remove that rock hard that was there before. And the reason why I say to remove any loose pieces, maybe scrape off the paint, is that way the Bondo's going to adhere really good. And after you're done scraping everything off with your putty knife, it's time to sand. You can always just use a sanding block. You don't necessarily need to use this battery-powered sander. I always recommend Milwaukee or DeWalt for contractor-grade tools, but if you're just a DIYer, these Hart tools are perfect. They're super affordable and they work pretty good. And just to be clear, this is not a Hart Tools ad, but anyways, look, I had a little visitor. And don't worry, no ladybugs were hurt in the making of this video. So now, after you're done sanding, it's time for the star of the show, Mr. Bondo. Make sure you read the instructions on the can, that way you know the ratio between this cream hardener and the Bondo. The cream hardener is what's going to make it sandable in 15 minutes because I am going to be applying quite a bit of coats. And that's really the main reason why I like to use Bondo, because it is sandable in 15 minutes after you apply that cream hardener. So instead of using wood putty and waiting hours and hours for that wood putty to dry, I always recommend Bondo just because you could finish the project faster. And honestly, I think it's stronger than most of the stuff out there. Let me know in the comments if maybe you know something that's better than Bondo. Obviously not rock hard, because then you have these types of issues. And now look, after doing 3 to 4 coats, it's a nice corner. I'm going to be using a little bit of caulking to fill the split wood on the side here. This will just keep moisture out of these cracks, that way you could avoid any water damage. It's always good to go the extra mile. My clients really appreciate that. And now after everything's been sanded down, it's time to paint. I also told the homeowner I could use a wire brush to scratch where the Bondo is, that way it doesn't look so smooth. She said not to worry, they're going to put the house on the market as long as it looks better, and she was really happy with how it's looking. So now the next thing you're going to want to do is prime it. Let it dry for a couple hours and then use the original paint. Unfortunately, they did not have the original paint, so I had to go to Sherwin-Williams. I always give the homeowners the option to either locate the paint for me and then I can just come back and paint it, or I could go pick it up at Sherwin-Williams. A lot of the times it's a hassle for the homeowner, so they'd rather just pay me to go locate the paint. It's all about setting clear expectations and clear communication, I always think. That way there's no misunderstandings and the homeowner gets exactly what they want. But anyways, I located the paint, I came back the next day to paint it, and you can also use a paint roller here. I'm using a brush, that way I can leave some brush marks and it's not going to look super smooth. That way you can't really tell if there was a patch there before. And if you want to get any of the tools or materials I used here in this video, just go to the link in my bio, click on my Amazon storefront, and you'll see most of the stuff that I use there. But if you just want to get the Bondo, go to Putty Essentials. They are affiliate links, so I do benefit monetarily if you use them. It's a good way to support the channel. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!